Today, we're bringing the 25 most haunting Tennessee legends back to life. Number 25, Ryman Auditorium Ghosts. The Ryman Auditorium in Nashville is known as the Mother Church of Country Music, but some say it holds more than just music history. Built in 1892 as a gospel tabernacle, it later became home to the Grand Ole Opry and welcomed stars like Johnny Cash. Over time, strange stories started to spread, of footsteps echoing in empty hallways, lights flickering on their own, and cold spots that appear without warning. Visitors began to wonder if some performers never truly left the stage. One of the most famous spirits believed to haunt the Ryman is Captain Tom Ryman himself, the man who built the auditorium. Some staff say he appears in the balcony when shows become too rowdy, almost like he's trying to protect the original purpose of the building. Others have seen a tall, shadowy figure backstage, standing silently, as if watching over the performances. No one knows for sure, but the captain's presence seems tied to the heartbeat of the old church-turned-music hall. Another ghost often whispered about is a woman in white who roams the dressing rooms. Some believe she's the spirit of a former performer who died too young, while others think she may be connected to the building's early church days. Her figure has been spotted floating near the stage door and even seen during rehearsals. Though she never speaks, her presence always leaves behind a chill and a feeling that someone is quietly watching. Despite these eerie tales, the Ryman remains one of the most beloved venues in America. Thousands visit each year to experience the history and the music. But after the lights dim and the audience leaves, some say the show still goes on, just for an audience from the other side. Number 24, White Screamer of White Bluff. In the quiet town of White Bluff, Tennessee, there's a tale that has chilled the bones of locals for generations. Deep in the woods, people speak of a ghostly creature known as the White Screamer. It's said to be a pale, ghost-like figure, almost glowing in the dark, and it lets out a scream so loud and terrifying that it echoes through the hills like a banshee's wail. Many believe this mysterious entity is the spirit of a woman who went mad after tragedy struck her family. One version of the legend says that long ago, a settler built a small cabin in the woods with his wife and children. Everything seemed fine until one night, villagers heard horrifying screams coming from the forest. When they arrived the next morning, they found the cabin empty, the family gone, and no signs of a struggle, except for deep claw marks on the walls. Since then, the white figure has been seen pacing near that spot, crying out in a voice full of pain and rage. Some say the White Screamer has glowing red eyes and moves with unnatural speed, appearing just at the edge of your vision before vanishing into the trees. Hunters have heard screams that freeze them in their tracks, and hikers claim they've felt watched or chased without ever seeing who or what was there. Though there's never been proof, the stories continue, passed down from one generation to the next like a warning. To this day, many folks in White Bluff refuse to go near those woods at night. They say if you hear the scream, it's already too late. Whether it's the ghost of a grieving mother or something older and darker, one thing is certain. The White Screamer keeps its legend alive with every chilling cry in the night. Number 23, the Bell Witch. In the early 1800s, the quiet Bell family farm in Adams, Tennessee, became the center of one of the most famous hauntings in American history. It began with strange knocking on the walls, the sound of chains dragging through the house, and whispers in the dark that had no source. At first, the family thought it was just their imagination, but things quickly became more terrifying. The spirit focused especially on young Betsy Bell, pinching her, pulling her hair, and even slapping her while she slept. As word spread, curious neighbors and even preachers visited the home, only to experience the same unexplainable events. The entity began to speak in a scratchy voice, calling itself the Bell Witch, and claiming to have many reasons for tormenting the family. No one knew where it came from. Some thought it was a spirit of the land. Others believed it was a witch seeking revenge. What made the legend so shocking was how intelligent and vocal the spirit seemed to be, able to repeat sermons and hold conversations. The haunting escalated and is said to have turned deadly. John Bell, the family patriarch, became ill under mysterious circumstances. Just before his death, the witch claimed it had poisoned him. After his passing, the activity decreased, but never fully disappeared. Even today, some say the Bell Witch still roams the area near the old Bell family farm, especially around the Bell Witch Cave, where many believe the spirit now rests or waits. Visitors to Adams continue to report eerie feelings, strange voices, and cold touches. Some believe the spirit only sleeps, waking when disturbed. Whether a vengeful ghost, a trickster spirit, or something darker, the Bell Witch remains one of the most chilling and enduring legends in Tennessee folklore. Number 22, Tennessee Wild Man. Deep in the dense forests and rugged mountains of McNairy County, tales of a creature known as the Tennessee Wild Man have been whispered for over a century. Described as a tall, hairy figure with blazing red eyes and a foul odor, the Wild Man is said to roam the wilderness, howling into the night. Early reports date back to the 1800s, when hunters and farmers claimed to have seen a beast covered in dark, tangled hair, walking upright like a man but with the power and speed of a wild animal. Unlike the more famous Bigfoot, the Tennessee Wild Man has a reputation for being aggressive. Witnesses say he charges at people without warning, ripping through fences, frightening livestock, and breaking into barns before disappearing into the woods. His eyes are said to glow like burning coals, and his growls echo through the trees. Some believe he may be part man, part beast, perhaps a lost soul who turned wild, or a forgotten being hiding deep in the backwoods for generations. One popular version of the legend tells of a Civil War soldier who lost his mind in the wilderness and never returned to civilization. Over the years, his body changed, his language vanished, and his mind twisted into something wild. He became a creature of the forest, fierce, lonely, and impossible to catch. Some claim to still hear his howls late at night, especially during storms when the trees creak and the animals fall eerily silent. Today, the Tennessee Wildman's legend continues to haunt the hills and hollows of the region. Whether he's a lost man transformed by the wilderness or something far older that's never been human at all, his story lives on in the warnings shared by locals. Don't wander too deep into the woods alone, especially after dark. Number 21, Caron Plantation. In Franklin, Tennessee, the Caron Plantation stands as a solemn witness to one of the most difficult days of the Civil War. On November 30th, 1864. During the Battle of Franklin, the mansion was turned into a makeshift field hospital. Hundreds of wounded Confederate soldiers were brought through its doors, and the floors were soaked with blood. The McGavock family who lived there worked day and night to comfort the dying. Some say the ghosts of those soldiers never truly left the grounds. Visitors to the house often speak of cold spots, flickering lights, and the eerie sensation of being watched. Some claim to hear the soft shuffle of boots on the wooden floors, or catch a glimpse of a young soldier gazing out an upstairs window before vanishing. The bloodstains, still visible beneath the floorboards, are said to be impossible to remove, an eternal reminder of the lives lost inside those walls. One of the most often seen spirits is believed to be Carrie McGavock, the widow of the South, who buried nearly 1,500 soldiers in her backyard cemetery. People say her spirit walks the grounds, checking on the graves and lingering near the back porch where she once comforted the wounded. Her presence is felt as a quiet sadness, a watchful guardian of the dead who still seeks to ease their suffering after all these years. Caron Plantation remains both a historic site and one of the most haunted homes in Tennessee. Whether it's the restless soldiers, the devoted spirit of Carrie McGavock, or the sorrow soaked into the very wood of the house, something lingers. The past is alive there, and it doesn't always stay silent in the shadows. Number 20. Sensab Tunnel. In the quiet hills of Kingsport, Tennessee, Sensab Tunnel winds beneath a shaded road and carries a dark reputation. Built in the 1920s, it quickly became the center of eerie stories. Some say the ghost of Edward Sensab, the man the tunnel was named after, haunts it to this day. Others tell of screams, strange mists, and cars that suddenly stall when driving through. It's a place where people go for a scare, but some leave with more than they bargained for. One of the most chilling legends involves a baby's cry echoing through the tunnel. According to one story, a woman threw her infant into the stream inside the tunnel and now wanders there in spirit, wailing in regret. Another tale claims a group of teens vanished while exploring the tunnel one night, leaving behind only their parked car. The cause remains a mystery, and the local police never found any trace of the missing kids. Visitors often report headlights going out, strange handprints on their windows, and the feeling that something unseen is standing just beyond the glow of their flashlights. Some say the deeper you walk into the tunnel, the louder the whispers get, until they sound like they're right beside your ear, chilling enough to freeze you in place. Many turn around without ever making it through to the other side. To this day, Sensab Tunnel is a spot where thrill seekers and ghost hunters gather, hoping to hear a whisper, a cry, or see a shadow that shouldn't be there. Whether the legends are true or not, the fear they inspire is very real, and many believe the tunnel hides secrets too dark to ever be fully explained. Number 19. Moeyed People. Deep in the Appalachian Mountains, where the hills of Tennessee and North Carolina meet, an old legend has survived for centuries. It speaks of the Moeyed People, a mysterious race with pale skin, short stature, and large eyes that shimmered like silver. According to Cherokee stories, these beings lived in the region long before the tribe arrived, hiding in caves and coming out only under the light of the moon. The Moeyed People were said to be nearly blind in sunlight, which is why they avoided the day and built their homes underground or inside mountain tunnels. Some stories describe them as peaceful and shy, while others claim they were driven out by the Cherokee during a great battle near Hiwassee. The reason for their disappearance has never been fully known, but after they vanished, strange rock structures and ancient walls were found in the hills, structures unlike anything built by native tribes. Over time, the legend took on a life of its own. Some believed the Moeyed People were early European settlers who came long before Columbus. Others thought they were something even older, maybe not human at all. Mysterious stone ruins still exist in the area, and locals have passed down stories of glowing eyes seen in caves or voices echoing from deep inside the mountains at night. Today, the Moeyed People remain one of the most puzzling and haunting tales from Tennessee's early past. Whether they were a lost tribe, ancient explorers, or something no one fully understands, their legend continues to fascinate and confuse. And if you ever find yourself hiking through the forest after dark, keep an eye on the shadows, because some believe the Moeyed People never really left. Number 18. Shiloh Battlefield Ghosts. The fields of Shiloh, Tennessee, once thundered with war. Cannons roared, muskets fired, and over 23,000 soldiers fell during one of the Civil War's bloodiest battles in April 1862. Today, Shiloh National Military Park is calm and green, but many believe that the spirits of those who died there never truly left. The past seems to echo through the trees, especially near the old peach orchard, Hornet's Nest, and Bloody Pond. Visitors have reported ghostly figures in Union and Confederate uniforms walking silently through the misty fields at twilight. Some claim to hear distant drum beats, the crack of rifles, or faint cries for help, despite the silence of the modern-day landscape. The area around Bloody Pond, where wounded soldiers once crawled to drink water that turned red with blood, is especially known for eerie sights, flickering lights, and cold gusts that come out of nowhere. Park rangers have their own stories too. Lanterns flickering near monuments when no one is around, sudden footsteps in empty woods, or names called out on the wind. One of the most talked about sightings is that of a lone Confederate soldier who stands watch beneath a tree, his face unreadable. As soon as anyone tries to get close, he fades into thin air, leaving behind only silence. Shiloh Battlefield is more than a place of history. It's a land where the past seems to breathe. Whether the spirits linger out of duty, unfinished stories, or the weight of so much loss, their presence remains a quiet reminder of war's cost. In Tennessee's peaceful countryside, their stories still march on, carried by the wind that sweeps through the fields where they once fought and fell. Number 17. Tennessee Terror, Catfish. Beneath the waters of the Tennessee River, tales swirl about a monstrous catfish known as Catzilla. According to local fishermen and river workers, this creature isn't your ordinary bottom dweller. It's described as being the size of a car, with eyes like headlights and whiskers long enough to brush the sides of passing barges. The stories began in the mid-1900s, especially near the base of the Pickwick Dam, where divers working on maintenance reported seeing a massive shadow that made them never want to go back in. The legend grew as more sightings emerged from different towns along the river. Some claimed to see it surface briefly during storms, while others told of snapped fishing lines and missing gear, suggesting something with incredible power was lurking below. One truck driver swore he saw it leap from the water during a foggy morning drive across a bridge, its thick gray skin glistening before it vanished with a massive splash. Despite skepticism, many locals refuse to fish alone near certain parts of the river. Over the years, the tale of Catzilla has become part of Tennessee river culture, a mysterious creature said to guard the depths. Some think it's just a giant catfish that's lived for decades, growing larger in the dark waters, while others believe it's something ancient and unexplained that predates the dam itself. Whatever it is, the Tennessee Terror catfish has captured imaginations for generations. Whether it's a monster, a survivor, or just a story that grew with time, folks near the river still speak of it with a mix of fear and fascination. On quiet nights when the water stirs without wind, some swear that Catzilla is still down there, watching from the deep. Number 16, Tennessee Ghost Dog. Along quiet country roads in Tennessee, drivers tell of a ghostly dog that appears in their headlights only to vanish moments later. This mysterious canine, often described as glowing white or pale gray, has been seen near old cemeteries, backwoods trails, and lonely crossroads, especially around Robertson and Wilson counties. The dog doesn't bark or chase. It simply stares with haunting eyes before fading into the shadows, sending chills down the spine of anyone who sees it. Legends say the ghost dog once belonged to a Civil War soldier who died on the battlefield, and the loyal animal spent years searching for its master. Some believe the dog wandered far and wide until it died of heartbreak, and now its spirit roams the countryside forever. Others think it's a warning spirit, appearing just before accidents or when something is about to go terribly wrong. What makes the tale even more chilling is that many sightings come from people who had no idea about the legend until they saw the dog for themselves. Some have tried to follow the ghost dog, only to find it leaves no tracks behind. It drifts through fences, vanishes into fog, and seems to appear and disappear without a sound. Hunters, travelers, and even police officers have shared encounters, all describing the same eerie stare and silent presence. It never growls or attacks, but leaves a strange heaviness in the air, an unspoken message that lingers after it's gone. The Tennessee ghost dog remains one of the state's most quietly powerful legends. It doesn't howl like a beast or haunt like a monster, but its presence clings to the lonely back roads and dark corners of memory. And for those who have glimpsed its glowing eyes through the windshield, the story becomes something more than a legend. Number 15, Lost Confederate Gold. Tales of hidden treasure run deep in the hills of Tennessee, but none stir the imagination quite like the legend of the lost Confederate gold. As the Civil War came to a close, Confederate forces are said to have hidden a fortune in gold to keep it out of Union hands. Some say the treasure was last seen in a wagon convoy near the banks of the Tennessee River, where soldiers buried it under the cover of night, and then vanished without a trace, leaving only questions behind. Locals believe the treasure lies somewhere near Muscle Shoals, or buried deep in the forests of Decatur County. Over the years, fortune hunters have combed the land with metal detectors and shovels, chasing whispers and old maps passed down through families. Some say the spirits of the soldiers who buried the gold still guard it, unwilling to let it fall into the wrong hands. Strange lights and eerie sounds have been reported by those who search too closely, adding a haunted layer to the mystery. There are stories of cursed luck, explorers who fall ill, tools that break without cause, or machines that stop working near suspected burial sites. It's as if the gold refuses to be found, protected by the very past that created it. Some even claim to have heard ghostly voices, footsteps in the brush, or seen shadowy figures in Confederate uniforms watching them from a distance. Whether hidden treasure or haunted myth, the legend of the lost Confederate gold continues to lure dreamers, historians, and curious explorers alike. It's a story of war, loyalty, and long-buried secrets, one that ties Tennessee to a time when fortunes were lost and legends were born in the shadows of a divided nation. Number 14, Orpheum Theater's Mary. The Orpheum Theater in Memphis is known for its elegant chandeliers, grand stage, and velvet curtains. But one of its most famous features is a little ghost named Mary. Dressed in 1920s clothing, Mary is often seen sitting in seat C-5, quietly watching rehearsals or wandering the aisles when the theater is nearly empty. No one knows exactly who she was, but some believe she died tragically nearby during a car accident or fire many decades ago, her spirit lingering in a place she loved. Performers and staff have described her as playful but mysterious. Lights flicker, doors open and close, and cold spots appear in empty rooms. Sometimes she giggles, other times she sighs. One actor said he felt a gentle tug on his costume backstage, only to find no one there. Despite the chills, most agree she doesn't mean any harm. She just seems to love the theater and doesn't want to leave, as if the stage is still her home. Paranormal investigators have visited the Orpheum, recording unexplained voices and strange energy readings, especially near seat C5. Even skeptics have admitted to feeling something different in Mary's favorite spots. And when children's plays are performed, the activity reportedly increases, as if Mary herself is excited to see the show unfold. Her energy seems to brighten with joy rather than frighten. Mary's spirit has become a beloved part of Memphis folklore. She isn't a frightening ghost, but a gentle reminder of the past, of a young girl whose love for the theater was so strong, it still echoes through the Orpheum's historic halls. Today, her story brings wonder to visitors and keeps the legend of Tennessee's most famous ghost girl shining softly in the spotlight. Number 13, Thomas House Hotel. In the quiet town of Red Boiling Springs, Tennessee, stands the Thomas House Hotel, once a grand mineral springs resort, now regarded as one of the most haunted places in the entire South. Built in the 1890s, the building has witnessed fire, tragedy, and mysterious deaths. But what truly gives the hotel its eerie reputation are the guests who checked in long ago and never left, ghostly figures said to still wander the dim hallways to this day. Visitors often report hearing heavy footsteps echoing in empty corridors, feeling sudden icy drafts, and glimpsing shadowy figures just out of reach. One of the most common sightings is of a little boy who darts through the lobby, laughing before vanishing completely. Doors have been seen opening by themselves, voices whisper through the air at night, and cold, invisible hands sometimes brush against unsuspecting guests. These paranormal events have become so frequent that the hotel now offers regular ghost tours for the brave. Room 37 is said to be the most haunted of all. Guests there have reported an overwhelming heaviness in the air, and the unsettling sense of being watched. A dark silhouette reportedly appears in mirrors, even when no one else is in the room. Music from a bygone era has been heard drifting through the walls, as if one of the hotel's long-lost dances were still playing in a parallel time. Staff members have shared tales of objects moving on their own and lights flickering in response to unseen forces. The Thomas House Hotel remains a place where history and mystery walk side by side. For thrill seekers and ghost hunters alike, it offers a chilling window into a past that refuses to stay buried. Number 12, Spearfinger. Deep in the misty forests of the Smoky Mountains, the Cherokee tell of a terrifying witch named Spearfinger. Her skin was made of stone, her right forefinger sharp as a blade, and her hunger unrelenting. She could take the form of a familiar face or trusted elder, calling children softly by name to lure them away. Her prey never knew the danger until it was far too late, for Spearfinger fed on one thing: human livers. She could shapeshift at will, often appearing as a harmless old woman in tattered robes, but her true form was cold and hard like granite. When Spearfinger walked, the earth trembled beneath her weight. Entire Cherokee villages would go on high alert if they suspected she was near, posting guards and keeping their children close. Though warriors tried to pierce her stone skin with arrows and spears, nothing could wound her, until one day, legend says, they received help from the natural world. Birds, trees, and even the wind worked together to reveal her weakness and bring her down. Even now, hikers and campers in the Smokies report strange happenings in the woods. They speak of sudden chills, whispers that echo their names, and glimpses of a tall, hunched figure watching from behind the trees. Some claim to feel overwhelming dread near certain trails, as if Spearfinger still lingers, searching for the next soul to trick. Her presence may be just a story, or it may be something far older, waiting in the shadows of the mountains. To this day, the legend of Spearfinger remains one of Tennessee's most haunting tales. It's more than folklore. It's a warning passed down through generations. Her sharp finger may be hidden, and her face may change, but her hunger, they say, never fades. Number 11, Pinehaven School Ghost. Tucked away in Jamestown, Tennessee, the Pinehaven School once echoed with the sounds of children learning and laughing. But after its closure decades ago, strange things started to happen inside its crumbling walls. Locals began whispering about flickering lights, phantom footsteps, and the distant sound of children playing, even though the school had long been empty. Some say the spirit of a young girl still lingers, trapped in the very halls where she once felt safe and free. Visitors who dare to explore the abandoned building often report cold spots and eerie whispers that seem to come from nowhere. One chilling tale tells of a group of teens who entered on a dare, only to flee moments later after seeing the shadow of a little girl peeking from behind the blackboard. Others claim they've heard her humming softly from the corner of the old classroom. Her presence never harmful, but deeply unsettling to anyone who comes near. Over the years, the legend of the Pinehaven School ghost has drawn curious ghost hunters and late-night thrill seekers. Paranormal investigators have brought equipment inside, recording unexplained voices, sudden temperature drops, and strange knocks on the walls. But no one has ever captured clear proof. Just that feeling deep in your bones that someone or something is always watching from the dark. Today, Pinehaven stands as a decaying shell of its former self, covered in vines, graffiti, and layers of mystery. Whether it's the leftover energy of the past or something truly supernatural, those who visit rarely leave unchanged. And if you stand still and listen closely, you just might hear the faint giggle of a child who never found her way home. Number 10. Wampus Cat. Deep in the Appalachian forests of Tennessee, there's an old Cherokee legend about a creature known as the Wampus Cat. With the body of a mountain lion and the face of a woman, this mysterious being is said to roam the woods at night, its glowing eyes slicing through the dark. Some say it was once a woman cursed for spying on a sacred ritual. Now, she's doomed to wander forever, half beast, half human, and always watching from the shadows where no one dares to tread. The Wampus Cat is no ordinary ghost tale. Locals say it lets out a scream so loud it can shake you to the bone. Hunters tell stories of hearing that terrifying cry, followed by snapping branches and flashes of golden fur darting through the trees. Livestock has gone missing, and claw marks have been found on barn doors and chicken coops, scratched so deep they couldn't have come from any known animal. Some believe the Wampus Cat protects the forests from harm, appearing only when her land is disturbed or threatened by outsiders. Though sightings have slowed in modern times, the legend still burns bright in small Tennessee towns. Campers who stay out too late near the woods swear they've seen strange eyes glowing from the trees. A few have even claimed to glimpse the creature itself, tall, swift, and silent as the mountain wind that rushes through the trees after dark, leaving only a strange print in the dirt and a chill that doesn't go away. Whether she is a guardian spirit or a cursed soul, the Wampus Cat continues to haunt the wild hills of Tennessee. She's a reminder that some legends never fade, especially the ones born from ancient stories, deep woods, and things that can't be explained by the light of day. Even now, when the wind howls just right, some folks swear they can still hear her cry echo through the mountains. Number 9. The Hermitage Hauntings. The Hermitage, once home to President Andrew Jackson, stands just outside of Nashville and is one of the most famous historic sites in Tennessee. But beyond the grand halls and old portraits, visitors and staff have long whispered about something else: the lingering spirits of the past. Some say Jackson himself has never truly left, and that his presence can still be felt moving through the mansion at night, pacing the halls or watching silently over his old home. Reports of paranormal activity stretch back over 100 years. Guests have claimed to hear footsteps echoing across wooden floors when no one else is around. Doors slam on their own, lights flicker mysteriously, and voices are sometimes heard coming from empty rooms late at night. One former caretaker claimed he saw a figure standing in a second-story window long after the building was closed, but when he rushed upstairs, the room was completely empty. The cemetery on the grounds only adds to the eerie atmosphere. Jackson and many of his family members are buried there, and some visitors report feeling chills or sudden sadness near the tombs. Others say they've seen shadowy shapes gliding across the garden paths, especially around dusk when the sun begins to fade. One of the most well-known legends tells of a mysterious woman in white who has been spotted near the garden's edge, her long dress glowing faintly under the moonlight. Whether it's President Jackson's restless spirit or the lingering energy of the many people who once lived and died at the Hermitage, something seems to remain behind. Today, the site is both a museum and a ghost story wrapped into one, where history lives on and the past never truly rests in peace. Number 8. Pigman of Shelby Forest. In the thick woods of Shelby Forest State Park, just north of Memphis, an eerie tale has haunted locals for decades. They call him the Pigman, a creature said to have the body of a man, but the twisted face of a wild hog. Some believe he was once a man who lived deep in the forest, disfigured by a terrible accident, while others claim he was the result of strange experiments that went horribly wrong. The legend says the Pigman only comes out at night, especially when the fog rolls in and the woods fall silent. Hikers and campers have told stories of hearing heavy footsteps behind them, strange grunting sounds from the trees, or catching glimpses of something large moving just out of view. One chilling account came from a group of teens who stumbled onto a clearing and saw a hulking figure crouched near a tree, its face hideously deformed, with glowing eyes and long claw-like hands that scraped the ground. Locals warn visitors not to stray far from the trails, especially near the old paths that run alongside the riverbanks. Some say the Pigman is more than just a myth. He's a dark guardian of the forest, chasing people away from parts of the woods that are better left undisturbed. Others believe he's just a tragic figure, hiding in the shadows, angry at the world and afraid of being seen by anyone. Whether monster or man, the Pigman of Shelby Forest has become a chilling part of Tennessee's spooky folklore. Even now, people still tell stories around campfires, warning each other to listen closely for grunts in the night and to stay close to the light, just in case he's still out there, watching from the trees. Number 7. Chapel Hill Ghost Light. Near the railroad tracks of Chapel Hill, Tennessee, strange lights have appeared for generations. Locals call it the Chapel Hill Ghost Light, and no one has ever been able to explain exactly what it is. It appears suddenly in the distance, a glowing white orb that hovers silently above the tracks, sometimes swaying, sometimes rushing forward before vanishing without a sound. For those who've seen it, the experience is unforgettable and a little unsettling. Legend says the light belongs to the spirit of a railroad worker who lost his life in a tragic accident many years ago. The story goes that he was struck by a train while inspecting the tracks at night, and now the ghostly light is said to be his lantern, still searching in the darkness for something long lost. Some even claim to hear footsteps or the sound of metal clinking just before the light appears out of nowhere. People from all over the state have come to Chapel Hill hoping to see the ghost light for themselves. Some catch a quick glimpse, while others report nothing at all, as if the light only reveals itself when it wants to be seen. There are countless photos, blurry videos, and late-night stories, but no one has ever been able to capture the full truth behind it. Even today, the Chapel Hill ghost light continues to draw curious visitors. Whether it's a restless spirit, a natural phenomenon, or something else entirely, the mystery lives on. On a quiet night, with the wind still and the tracks glowing in the moonlight, don't be surprised if a strange light starts moving toward you, one that's been haunting the rails for generations. Number 6. Lydia of the Greenbryer Restaurant. In the town of Greenbryer, Tennessee, sits a charming old house that now serves as a well-loved restaurant. But behind the warm lights and southern cooking lies a chilling tale that has lasted for decades. Locals say the building is haunted by the ghost of Lydia, a young woman whose life was cut short under tragic and mysterious circumstances in the early 1900s, a story that still lingers in the town's memory. The story goes that Lydia was supposed to be married, but her fiancé abandoned her shortly before the wedding. Heartbroken, she locked herself in her room and was never seen alive again. Some say she died of sorrow. Others whisper she took her own life in despair. Ever since then, staff and guests at the restaurant have reported strange happenings: footsteps in empty halls, lights turning on and off by themselves, and the feeling of someone watching when no one is around. One of the most well-known sightings is of a woman in a white dress drifting through the upstairs hallway. She's been seen by visitors, employees, and even delivery drivers. Always quiet, always graceful, and always gone by the time anyone can get a closer look. People believe this is Lydia, still waiting for the life she never got to have, gently haunting the place she once called home and never truly left behind. Today, the Greenbryer restaurant continues to welcome guests from all over, many of whom come for the food and the ghost. Though Lydia's story is sad, there's something peaceful about her presence. Those who sense her don't feel fear, but something softer, like she's still holding on to hope. And maybe, just maybe, she's still waiting for someone to come back. Number 5. Flintville Monster. In the quiet community of Flintville, Tennessee, something strange once roamed the woods. It began in the 1970s, when a family living near the forest started hearing strange noises at night. Heavy footsteps, howls, and the sound of something brushing against the house. Then came the sightings. A tall, dark figure with glowing red eyes, standing upright like a man but covered in thick hair from head to toe. Locals soon began calling it the Flintville Monster. The creature was said to be nearly 8 feet tall, with long arms, powerful legs, and a terrible stench that lingered in the air. Some compared it to Bigfoot, while others believed it was something completely different. One family claimed the creature scratched on their window at night and then let out a chilling growl. Another report described it chasing a pickup truck down a back road before vanishing into the trees like smoke. Word spread quickly, and soon the small town was buzzing with curiosity and fear. Hunters took to the woods, searching for tracks or signs of the creature's path. Though some found strange prints in the mud and heard eerie cries in the distance, nothing could ever be confirmed. A few even set up cameras and homemade traps, but the monster always stayed one step ahead, slipping into the shadows before being caught. Even now, some in Flintville believe the creature is still out there, hiding deep in the woods, and only coming out when it wants to be seen. Whether it was a cryptid, a spirit, or something far stranger, the Flintville Monster became part of Tennessee's living lore, a reminder that the forest still holds secrets no one's ever been able to solve. Number 4. Reed House Hotel's Room 311. In Chattanooga, Tennessee, the Reed House Hotel has long been known for its beauty, elegance, and rich southern charm, but hidden behind one door, room 311, lies one of the state's most chilling and talked about ghost stories. Guests have reported strange noises, flickering lights, and sudden cold spots in the room. Many believe it's haunted by the spirit of a woman named Annalisa Netherly, who died there under mysterious and tragic circumstances in the 1920s. According to legend, Annalisa was staying at the hotel when she was found dead in the bathtub, possibly committed by a jealous lover or someone with a dark secret. Since then, her spirit has reportedly refused to leave. People who stay in room 311 often hear water running when the bathroom is empty, or feel a presence brushing past them. Others report whispering voices and shadows that move just out of sight. Over the years, room 311 gained a reputation so strong that the hotel eventually stopped renting it out to regular guests. Instead, it's been used for ghost tours, paranormal investigations, and even late-night TV specials. Many of those who enter say the air inside feels heavy, like it holds a memory that never quite fades. Even hotel staff avoid the room whenever they can, saying it gives off a sense of sorrow and unease that's hard to shake. Today, the Reed House still welcomes visitors from all over, many hoping to catch a glimpse of the infamous haunted room. Annalisa's story has become a permanent part of the hotel's legacy, her spirit tied forever to the place where her life ended too soon. And for those brave enough to step inside, room 311 still holds more questions than answers, and maybe a whisper from the past. Number 3. Werewolf Springs. In the early 1900s, strange reports began surfacing near the town of McEwen, Tennessee, at a quiet patch of forest now called Werewolf Springs. According to the legend, a circus train was passing through the area when two mysterious creatures escaped into the wilderness. These creatures, some said, were part human and part beast, and what followed left behind a trail of fear that still lingers over a century later. Locals began reporting terrifying sightings near the springs. Something was seen prowling the woods at night, tall, hairy, and faster than any wild animal. Livestock disappeared without a trace, and people claimed to hear low growling noises in the darkness. One story tells of a man who was attacked while walking a trail at dusk. He survived, but said the creature that lunged at him had glowing yellow eyes and claws sharp as knives. The area around Werewolf Springs quickly became a place people avoided once the sun went down. Even now, visitors to the park sometimes speak of hearing growls from deep in the woods or spotting large shapes weaving between trees. The spring itself, quiet and shaded by old oaks and mossy rocks, holds an eerie stillness that makes people speak in hushed tones when they pass by. Though no one knows for sure what escaped from that old circus train, the legend of Werewolf Springs has never died. Some believe it was just a wild animal. Others insist it was something far more sinister, a shapeshifter, a curse, or a creature not meant to be seen. Either way, the howls in the night still remind folks that there are places in Tennessee where mystery lives just beneath the trees. Number 2. Beast of Sugar Flats Road. On a narrow and winding stretch of road in Blount County, Tennessee, drivers have long whispered about something unnatural lurking just beyond the reach of their headlights. It's known as the Beast of Sugar Flats Road, a terrifying creature said to appear suddenly in front of vehicles or alongside the road. Descriptions vary, but most agree It walks on two legs, has glowing eyes, and sharp, jagged teeth that flash in the dark. The earliest reports date back to the 1960s, when a couple driving late at night claimed the creature leapt across the road in front of them. They described it as towering over 7 feet tall, with matted fur, long arms, and an awful growl that echoed behind them as they sped away. Since then, dozens of drivers have shared similar experiences: strange claw marks on their cars, distorted animal calls, or red eyes glowing through the fog. Locals have tried to track the creature, but the beast never stays in one place for long. It vanishes into the woods or disappears into deep ravines where no one dares to follow. Some believe it might be a creature left over from a forgotten time, while others think it's a guardian spirit tied to the land. Whatever it is, Sugar Flats Road has earned a reputation as one of the most haunted stretches of road in the state. Even now, people drive that road with caution, especially at night. Whether it's fear, legend, or something real in the shadows, the beast of Sugar Flats Road keeps its mystery alive. And if you find yourself driving there after dark, keep your eyes on the road, but be ready for anything that might appear out of the mist. Number 1. Old Green Eyes. The blood-soaked grounds of Chickamauga Battlefield in southeastern Tennessee are said to be haunted by many restless spirits, but one stands out above them all. Known as Old Green Eyes, this eerie figure has become the most famous ghost in the area. Described as a creature with glowing green eyes, sharp fangs, and long black hair, he is said to roam the battlefield after dark, watching those who dare to walk where so many once fell. The legend dates back to the Civil War, when thousands of soldiers lost their lives during the Battle of Chickamauga. Some believe Old Green Eyes was once one of them, a soldier who died violently and now returns in a monstrous form. Others think he's much older, a spirit tied to the land itself long before the war. Over the years, his appearance has been reported by visitors, rangers, and even park workers, all describing the same piercing green eyes glowing from the darkness. Many say the air changes when he's near, colder, heavier, and silent. Some have heard footsteps following them or whispering voices on the wind. A few claim to have seen him standing behind monuments or peering out from the trees just before vanishing. Though no one has ever been harmed, the sightings leave behind a feeling that lingers long after visitors have left the battlefield behind. Today, Chickamauga is considered one of the most haunted places in America, and Old Green Eyes is its most unforgettable figure. Whether protector, warning, or lost soul, his presence has become part of Tennessee's haunted heritage. And for those who walk the field after sunset, one thing is certain. If you see two glowing green eyes in the dark, don't run. Just keep walking and don't look back. Now please tell us which legend did you like the most. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please click the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.